Oh yeah. So on the Saturday Q&A, guys, turning on the chats there. Uh, my spot is taken again. Remember how I told you last week that there were some, unfortunately, homeless people that were sleeping at the normal live streaming spot? Well, that has happened again this weekend. So um, instead of starting the live stream any later, I'm gonna actually bring you guys along as I walk around and find another spot to live stream. Check it out. Here's my STI, and thanks to Rally Innovations, a company that's fairly local actually. They're in Orange County. They're in Anaheim. They threw on these Baja Design Rally bar lights. So pretty dope. Yeah, I'm alone today, Malcolm. The reason Austin was joining me is because on Saturdays, like, we go to shoot time away footage. He helps me out with that. But today, we were gonna start a little later anyway. So, but yeah, as I was saying, it looks like a bunch of my regulars are here. The same thing this Saturday, or the same thing that happened last Saturday is happening this Saturday. Unfortunately, looks like there are some, again, unfortunately, homeless people sleeping at the place that I normally stream from. So let's go ahead and see if we can find another bench. Let's go ahead and do that. By the way, speaking of my Subaru, so that's the coolest thing ever. These are the only lights that I put on any of my cars. My Jeep only uses Baja Designs. So stoked that Rally Innovations makes stuff using Baja Designs. Again, dude, it looks like it was factory. So sick. But my favorite modification, it's not the Boral S-Type exhaust. It's not this Baja Design Rally bar. It is Vietnamese coffee dispenser at the top of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and grab some. I think I locked it. Okay. It's locked and ready to go. So guys, how's your Saturday? It's well into Saturday already because, let's see, it's around 1:41. Let's get down to business. We're gonna have to do a little trek around the park. We're gonna go closer. What's up, Andrew? RDK, certified T3 bot. James K, certified T3 bot. Raining in Chi-Town. I can't wait for it to rain here. Dude, it started feeling like autumn last night. It was getting kind of dark and cool, and Connie and I lit a pumpkin candle, and it felt like we were back in New England. But it wasn't, because then we woke up and the news was like, it's gonna be 100 in Los Angeles. I was like, cool. Gonna find some benches over here, guys. Ooh, oh. My secondary bench is open. The nice bench is open and shady. I see some super chats, guys. Don't worry, I see some super chats, but I can't read them yet until I get to the spot. Probably look like a weirdo. Vlogging. Dude, the spot is open. Oh man. Heck yeah, dude. The first bench I ever used to live stream from happens to be open right now. It was a sign. Okay, hold on. The beard is looking thick, dude. Winter's coming. I figured it's almost Halloween time. It's time to get a little freaky. You know what they say, guys? When in doubt, beard 'em out. All right, dudes. So, we have a base. All your base are belong to us. So yeah, this is Taco says nice buffalo hat. This is from Oklahoma, where my sister and brother-in-law and niece live. Very excited. I'm an uncle. So if you guys want to actually see a little vlog about that, me going to Oklahoma, you can go to the Time Away channel. One of my moderators, dude, Andrew Hannum, moderator, certified T3 bot, James K, moderator, certified T3 bot, Milcom, the moderator. If one of you guys want to find a link to the Time Away channel, I just posted a new episode last night of my trip, Connie and I's trip to Oklahoma, and then kind of my thoughts on being an uncle. So if you want to watch that, that'd be dope. We got 2 super chats though that I have yet to read. Gypsy Bird Dog with the super chat. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats. They're not expected. You don't need to send me a super chat for me to read your question, but they are much appreciated. Says, thinking of getting an Omega DeVille as my first luxury watch. Thoughts? Wanting to support my local AD, should I worry about the depreciation of buying new? It all comes down to how much money you want to spend, my man. I can't tell you what is right for you. What I would tell you is I am not currently particularly interested in buying new, and it's not because I'm biased, and it's not because I run a vintage watch store now. It's because of what you kind of stated, right? You do get burned immediately when you buy a new watch at an AD. Now some of the watches you are really difficult to find secondhand. Some of the watches you can only get at the ADs. But what I will tell you, actually what Milcom just said, Milcom the moderator, there is a plethora of vintage Omega DeVilles out there. And I've had, I think, maybe 2 already. Someone correct me. I think I've had 2 Omega DeVilles at the shop already. James K, by the way, I felt so bad. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, is the man. He just posted a link at the Time Teller shop, and he's reminding all of us to use code EndlessSummer for 10% off until Monday, this Monday. Now, I felt really bad because I told you guys that when I do weekly restocks, I like doing at least 3 watches at a time. Well, one of the watches that was supposed to be sent to me to be listed at the shop came in very late. It was supposed to come in on Monday. It has not even come in yet. I believe it might be at my box like today. So I only uploaded 2, but you know, I want to keep uploading watches every week. So a little bit of I don't want to say underwhelming restock, but there was 1 less watch than should have been there. But there still are 2 watches very much available at the T3 shop. And again, please use code EndlessSummer until this Monday when it officially becomes fall, and you will get 10% off all the watches there. So if you want to support the channel, you can do that. But yeah, going back to vintage DeVilles, or going back to DeVilles, I would honestly just get a vintage one. Founder Timeless Capital, my man, says coffee on me this morning. TT, thank you so much, brother. You freaking rock. So funny. He was watching my Friday episode with Austin, and my old desk chair was in the background for Austin to sit in, and it was destroyed from the cats, and he was like, you need to use the money to buy a new chair. Reading comments and questions. Andrew Hannum, moderator, and certified T3 bot, he has a link to that episode. RDK, certified T3 bot, says, good episode, guys, check it out, thank you so much. Kenny Van Cleve, certified T3 bot, the man, the absolute man, says, hey everyone, beautiful Saturday. I don't know, where are all of you guys? Because it's very nice, but in the shade here. It was getting really cool and nice, and I was getting very excited for, you know, California's version of autumn. We don't really have autumn. But then it got really hot again today, and it's supposed to be in the upper 90s, so. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, hey, I have my eye on a 1966 Hamilton Boatswain 3 435 at the shop before a 10% discount. Thank you. Guys, that watch is really cool. I say this about all the watches at my store, so you don't have to trust me because it comes off as being very biased, but what I will tell you is every watch at my store I pick as if it was for me. And I do that for two reasons. Number one, because if I think it's cool, chances are some of you guys will think it's cool. But number two, because there's a chance that you guys won't buy it. So I want to have a watch that I can just go ahead and keep. And dude, that Hamilton is so cool, especially on the bracelet, super comfortable. And it has a crazy history because of Boatswain. It's ship themed, it's nautical themed. So when you look at that watch, it reminds you that, you know, dive watches, nautical watches weren't always, you know, the turn bezel, timing bezel, big crown guards. Sometimes, you know, before things got really big into dive watch aesthetics, nautical watches were just simple watches. Slayer Rock Forever, very cool name, says, Jory, I have a question. Any other JLCs you'd prefer in addition to the Reverso? A bunch, dude, if I'm totally honest. They have, like, dude, some of their textured dial moon phases are ridiculous. Their Navy SEAL watch is freaking awesome. There's a whole bunch, dude. I went to their boutique in the South Coast Plaza last year, and they let me, you know, put on a bunch of their watches. Super nice. And man, I got myself in some trouble there because I didn't have my Reverso yet, so like my JLC itch wasn't quite scratched, and so all these watches I was putting on, I was like, and they had their Blue Dial Tribute Reverso that was available at the time, and I had that, and I was like, oh man, should I pull the trigger and just not eat any food for the next like year? I didn't pull the trigger on it. I waited, and then I ended up getting the yellow gold version that I wanted anyway. So, ooh, BM with a very cool question that my inbox has been flooded with. He says, can we talk about the new Seiko Tic Tac Special Edition? Wow, I hope this is a glimpse of the new Alpinist. So a few of my viewers wrote to me and they were like, hey, is this the new Alpinist? I don't think it is. If we're gonna trust Seiya Japan and their information, the Tic Tac that we've all seen a picture of right now has a different reference number and has different specs. It does have Alpinist hands, and it looks kind of like an Alpinist dial, but there's no secondary crown. There's no 200 meter water resistance rating. So I think that this could be maybe, like if they put that dial on the black dial Alpinist, I would pick that up in a second, dude. The patinated hands, looks vintage, almost looks like a 1016, if I'm quite honest, that Tic Tac Special Edition. Let me put it this way. If that Tic Tac black dial has a threaded crown, I'm going to scoop it up so freaking fast it won't be funny. Because I have a feeling that will wear like a 1016. One thing I've said is that the Alpinist case wears very similarly to an Oyster case. I'm gonna do a wristwatch check even though 100 people aren't here yet. This is obviously my Date 1500 with an Oyster case, and boy, Alpinist, the lugs are a little bit longer and a little bit thinner, but it wears a whole, and I think some of you guys can probably attest to that in the comment section. Brisk super chat business today. Another super chat from Gypsy Bird Dog. Says, if I go vintage, would a Rolex Datejust be preferable to an Omega DeVille? I can't tell you that, man. What I will tell you is that there are a whole bunch of different kinds of Omega DeVilles, and that's one of Omega's downfalls, is that they released a whole bunch of them, and with a bunch of different reference numbers and crazy stuff. Lee Bishop, gotta hit the road, dude. Wife is calling. It's our anniversary. Amen, Mazel Tov. God bless, and may you guys stay together for all of eternity. If that's what you want. I hope that's what you want, but love you guys. Lee, have a good night. Tell your wife I said hi. Congratulations. But going back to the Omega DeVille. One of my moderators, I missed Watch Lounge's super chat. Give me a second. One of my moderators tell me which super chat I missed from the Watch Lounge. But really quick, Omega DeVille vintage versus vintage date just. What I will tell you is that depending on the reference number of DeVille, probably the date just will hold value longer. They're kind of they're difficult to compare, if I'm totally honest. It's kind of apples and oranges. I can't think of a reference number of an Omega DeVille that would wear similarly to a date just. So let me put it this way. I think a date just is much more versatile than any Omega DeVille. That's what I'll say. Because you're going to get an oyster case, you're going to get a threaded crown, you're going to be able to go swimming with it, you're going to be able to go put it on a bracelet, you're going to be able to put it on a strap or a NATO strap, leather strap. Lee says, thanks James, keep Jory in line. They're on me today. Whereas a DeVille, again, depending on the reference number, they have so many of them. You can wear it on a bracelet. Yeah, you can wear it on a strap, but I can't think of a vintage DeVille that has a threaded crown. Milcom, the moderator, with the backup for the super chat, says, stoked, new watch alert, Mulglasuta on the way. Just got like 4 watches in the past couple months, think I have a problem. Andrew, yeah, I'm being regulated, kind of like a watch. Do I think you have a problem? No, I don't think you have a problem, because I've actually, dude, if you guys knew how many watches I purchased a week now, you would be, I don't know if you'd be disappointed or excited. Guys, I'm buying so many watches a week. It's not even funny, to get them serviced and get them put on the store. We got squirrels up. In the trees. Oh, by the way, because I got some questions about this. Oh, someone asked about which brand this hat is. I don't know which brand the hat is. Pacific Headwear? But this isn't like a logo of anything. It's this hat just symbolizes Oklahoma. What was I saying? Oh, I was getting some questions about TikTok watch repair, because on their Instagram they were taking a picture of a few watches and they tagged me in it. And it's true. Those are my watches. My Breitling Navitimer and a two-tone date, excuse me, steel and yellow gold. They both got totally disassembled, and they are being serviced, cleaned, and put back together. The Rolex is done. The Breitling is not done just yet. But you guys have all seen my Breitling. You haven't seen the Rolex yet, so I'm going to show you guys that. But yeah, TikTok watch repair. I don't just talk about them to arbitrarily advertise. They are actually the people that work on my watches. So yeah, some people on Instagram are like, wait, is that really is that really Jory's watch? They are my watches. Mark says, I'm shocked you aren't wearing a cowboy hat from OKC. Well, I'm not in Oklahoma just yet. I'm back from Oklahoma. Reading some questions, guys. Excuse me. Sam Brooks says, do something funny. Well, I'm pretty funny looking, so that should be enough. The watch zealot is here. Orient SKX in the future? I don't think so, because Orient already has a plethora of affordable dive watches. So I don't think they're going to make one that is the SKX. But I know what you're saying. You're saying that because Orient is owned by Seiko, are they going to take up the affordable market? Well, they already are in the affordable market, so. Is buying too many Seikos a bad thing? I don't think so, if that's what you want to do, man. High heels, red dress. What's in store? Oh, Connie. What's in store for T3 in fall? Well, babe, I'm taking you to Bishop. Connie and I are going to Bishop to go see the leaves change. I've never been there, but Connie has, so she's actually going to be taking me. And we're going to do a live stream there. Marissa! My sister also certified T3 bot, and my sister. Yeah, so this fall we're going to Bishop. We're going to film an episode there. Going to hike around and watch the leaves change. Also, stay tuned for, not to do another shameless plug, but we're going to absolutely crush it for the holidays. I'm going to try to get as much inventory as possible for you guys. And there might even be women's watches. That's right, because I get a lot of questions about people buying watches for their girls. So we're going to try to get as much inventory at the shop this fall for you guys for the holidays. Let's see. Another thing that we're doing this fall is we're uploading Time Away every single week. Guys, there's 3 new episodes up there already. Go to the time. One of my moderators put another link to the newest episode. Go subscribe to Time Away if you haven't already. Yeah, dude, we're going crazy. We're putting out 4 pieces of content a week on the Time Teller channel and 1 a week on the Time Away channel. And there's weekly restocks at the T3 shop. Sam Brooks, is Marissa Jory's sister older or younger? Marissa is older than me, but I look way older than her. Hello from La Llorona. Gotta go. David, have you considered doing trade-ins for your store? I probably would not do a trade for a watch on my store, but if you write to me and you have a watch that you think I'd be interested in buying, I would do that. But again, I have to get it inspected by my watchmakers, and I have to get it certified by us and everything. So, yeah. Kenny Van Cleve, certified T3 bot. The man says, I wish you would have interviewed your parents in the Time Away video. Well, Kenny, we're going to do that. Here's actually the thing. We were split up. So Connie and I went immediately, and then my parents went in at a different time. So we actually weren't all there together because of how our schedules worked. So once, Marissa, my mom, my dad, all of us are there, the next time we go, which will be in a couple weeks, hopefully we'll all be there and we can actually talk. Like, I can ask them how they feel about being grandparents. But yeah, the scheduling and who was there when, it just didn't work out. But yeah. Christopher Walken voice to answer questions. With Christopher Walken, you never know when he's gonna pop in a little comma. I have a really bad Christopher Walken impression, guys. I apologize. Cowboy Swami with the super chat says T3 Zinn Submarine Steel versus Rolex 904 Steel. Dude, 316L is the standard in steels nowadays. That's all I know. I am not a knife guy, dudes. Well, I don't want to say I'm not a knife guy. We can't really talk about knives on this channel because YouTube will shut me down and demonetize. Let me just say, I enjoy those. I carry those daily. But in that world, they argue steels the way that we would argue movements. Okay. So yeah, what I will tell you is I'm not, a metallurgist. I'm not a blacksmith, and I don't know enough to start arguing the hardness of steels. All I know is that this is. Dang, I don't want to break the bracelet off my Rolex there. Your Christopher Walken is pretty good. I'm really bad, dude. Agreed, steel snob. Rick Green, certified T3 bot says, hey, my T3 Bot Brothers. What's going on, brother? Yeah, dude, I wish I knew more about that kind of stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, I only have time to learn. I don't want to say I don't have time to learn that. It's just that, like, I'm learning about different things, and maybe I'll spend more time and take a look at the different steels. But so far, nowadays, 316L seems to be the standard across the board. Reading comments. Joe Robertson says, greetings all. What's going on, dude? Do the David Beckham voice. Oh, man. I walked into this little pawn shop and I noticed it was gorgeous. It was calling my name. I walked in, and that's why I now wear only my Tudor Submariner, the most gorgeous watch in the world. Tori Goodman, the steel teller. Yeah, I don't know enough about that yet. James is holding down the fort, but there's actually a whole lot of other moderators here. Actually, all my moderators are here. Mohammed Finos says the best watch under 500. Difficult to say. What I will tell you is, you know what? Give me what type of watch, what genre of watch, and then maybe we can do that. It's honestly gonna probably be something from Seiko, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Most likely going to be a Seiko. You know what I'm gonna say, dude? I honestly think the best watch under 500 is the Sarbo 17. I'm gonna just say it. That's boom. Sarbo 17. Khaki Mechanical Milkom is a very good option too. The reason I say Sarbo 17 is because I think it's actually more versatile than the Khaki Mechanical. James K, certified T3 VA and moderator, says Milkom does the heavy lifting. Andrew Hannum is the Hollywood moderator. He's just there for the looks. Quale66 says, nice one, sir. I was waiting for you last night, then I realized I got the wrong day. Well, don't worry about it. You're here now, so that's all that matters. Oh, you have a very cool name, and I'm going to ruin it. I am so sorry. He says, Amirul Shafiq. I'll just call you Shafiq because I do not know how to pronounce your first name. I'm so sorry. Very cool name. I'm just an idiot. He says, what do you think about Doxa? I think Doxa is pretty good. If you like vintage divers with cushion cases, I think it's great. What I don't like is their orange dial yellow gold one that they came out for. It was either SIHH or Baselworld. It was freaking ugly. But Doxa makes good watches. So. Andrew Anderson says, gotta go. Love of my life here. Later, Hollywood boy. Brandon Peterson, man, you must have a deadly phone plan for streaming. Unlimited, baby. I live on my phone, though, so worth it. Nirmal Jaya Singh says, morning from Melbourne. How's it going on down under? Sam Brooks says you should make a video showing us your TJ. On the Time Away channel, there is an episode like dedicated to my Jeep already. So if you want to watch that at the Time Away channel, it heavily shows my Jeep already. David Wilson, I see a lot of crossover between those things and watches. Why? Here in Glasgow, we have a major problem with them if you get caught. Yeah. So, I don't want to get political, but that is why I think America is the best country in the world. I think there's a crossover between those things and watches because it's kind of like an EDC thing, right? It's kind of like dudes that like tinkering with things. You know what I mean? I have this thing that I can play with and, you know, can wind, I can unthread it, I can set the time, I can look at, I can feel, and then there's another thing in my pocket that I can kind of mess around with, and yeah. So I think you know that I see a lot of crossover between these things and cars as well, and so I think it has to do with functional art. Does that make sense? Because someone asked me about why a lot of watch guys like cars, and I think it's the same thing with any of these EDC things. I think it's like dudes that like these things appreciate stuff that has been engineered by a person, and then it's functional and it looks cool. So I think, yeah, I think that's my answer. I think that's why it makes sense that a lot of us like these things. And by the way, people are like, you don't like Canada? Scotland's pretty cool too. Yeah, guys, I have a new appreciation for every other country in the world, because just starting this channel, I've met the coolest people ever from all over the place. And believe me, my travel list is like libraries long now. There's places I want to go to just because I've met the coolest people from this channel. So just because I threw in, this is why I think America is the best country in the world, that doesn't mean I hate every other country. I've been to Canada multiple times. Poutine, delicious. Scotland is high up on my travel list because it looks beautiful. I want to go to Wales. Definitely want to go to London because, dude, the GMT hand on my Explorer 2 is set to GMT. It's set to UK time because I have so many UK viewers. It's crazy. Definitely want to go to Asia. Yeah, I want to go everywhere, guys. And it's not only to meet you, it's because I want to eat a lot of food at these places. And believe me, when I go to Glasgow, I'll have some haggis. Good explanation, but it just seems strange to me because we don't view knives much here. Yeah, again, this isn't to get political, it's just the way of the world. You know, there's certain things you can talk about and certain things that are kind of frowned upon to talk about, and those things YouTube doesn't really like, so we're not going to, I can't really show that. Rick, we're not talking about that stuff, we're talking about those things. James K, certified T3 and moderator, says Time Away channel is the successful spin-off of the Time Teller channel. Milcom will post a link for those looking to continue the Jory experience. Special guests include Connie and Austin. Milcom says Sam Brooks, and then he posts a link and he says, don't know which video it is. It's true, guys. We have another channel here, the Time Teller, I guess Time Teller brand called Time Away, and it's everything outside of wristwatches, because I get so many questions about everything outside of wristwatches, just like what you guys were asking me about what I keep in my pockets, what I carry with me day to day. And I didn't want to fill up this channel talking about that stuff, because most people are here just to talk about watches. So yeah, subscribe to the Time Away channel. One of my moderators will post a link. Haggis. Yeah, I'm gonna have haggis. This is taco. No Mexican. No Mexico. It's got the food. Guys, just because I didn't list the name of the country doesn't mean I don't want to go there. Guys, there's so many places in the world. I can't list them all. Milcom, the moderator, just posted, subscribe to the Time Away channel, and he has a link there. Thank you so much, guys. Kenny Van Cleve, certified T3 bot, says, I picked up my first Cartier, a Must Cartier, all because of your influences. I know, I'm a bad influence, guys. I'm a bad influence. "30-year-old boomer, you didn't mention Madagascar, Jory. How could you?" CCX, I think you might be new here. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I don't really talk about other YouTubers. I know I know people love to hear drama and gossip and, ooh, what do you think about so-and-so? I'll only talk about them if I know them, and I don't know TGV. He works really hard. He puts out great content, but I'm not gonna speak badly about these people's livelihood, especially when I don't know them. I'll mention the dudes I do know. Jody from Just One More Watch, super cool guy. We talk on Instagram. He's the freaking man. Federico, obviously, because we made content together in the past. When our schedules align, I'm sure we'll do more of that in the future. Really great guy. Teddy, we've interacted. Super great guy. I don't know how anybody could speak badly about these dudes. They put out really good content. They know a ton about watches, and yeah, I can't knock any other people here in the watch YouTube space, because I know how much work goes into running a channel, and so they're doing the same thing. So yeah, support as many people as you can, guys. I hope that you watch as much content as you can, so that you can get a ton of different perspectives, and so that you can learn a bunch, right? That's the whole point. Sam Brooks says, you're my favorite, though. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And people always ask me about TGV. Don't know him. And actually, I've never interacted with him. Someone told me that he commented on one of my videos. And that's pretty much the extent of that. So, yeah. James K says there's room in the watch community for everyone. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. I usually ask Dean. Dean isn't here right now. I usually ask Dean if I'm allowed to go on a rant right now. So, just, to keep up tradition, Dean, can I rant here right now? All right, we're gonna rant. We got to get out of this headspace, okay, as humans. And I'm not trying to get into this whole existential woo-woo stuff. There's enough success for everyone, all right? And I'm serious, and I'm proof of it, all right? If I can do these things, start a successful watch channel, start a shop, I'm proof of it, because I didn't have these things before, okay? I just tried hard, I was passionate, I was honest, and I was consistent, and things, build up, and it's hard work. But just because I have some subscribers or I have some success with the shop doesn't mean I'm taking it away from someone else. And just because someone else has more subscribers and then they start a shop and then that starts doing well and then they gain more subscribers than me, doesn't mean they're taking views away from me. That's such a weird attitude. When one person does well, we can all do well. And so, I'm stoked when another watch channel does super well, because that means more people are watching wristwatch related content, right? That means more people are getting knowledge and they're getting kind of indoctrinated into the love of wristwatches. That's what I want, right? When more people go into this environment that we're all in, we all do better. So yeah, just because one person is successful doesn't mean that they take away success from someone else. And I think that I'm a true believer that there's enough success for all of us. So that's what I will say. And the rant is over. Dean is here! Oh my god. Dean, we just mentioned you, actually. Rick Green, Certified T3 Bus, says, I hope Dean is doing well. Sam Brooks says you should look up Good Mythical Morning and be a guest on their show. I think they're in Burbank. They are in Burbank. They're around Studio City. I know that. I don't think they even know who I am. I don't think they would know who I am. They were one of the first people on YouTube. I have 78,000 subscribers, guys. We just broke past 78,000. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate. Let's get some champagne bottles in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, I don't think that I'm even on their radar, because those guys have millions and millions and millions of subscribers, and they have 10 channels that are all doing very well. Milk of the Moderator says, Connie asked, coolest watch you've seen on the silver screen aside from the one John Wick wears? So honestly, and this is going to be a cop-out. Ooh, Connie with the champagne bottles. Honestly, this is going to be kind of a cop-out, but I think one of the coolest watches I've seen is the OG Sub. The OG Submariner, right? Sean Connery wearing it on a NATO strap that is far too small. So yeah. Javier says, if everyone subscribes using their 10 or so email aliases, we can get you to like 500,000 subscribers in no time. Thanks, guys, but you don't need to do that. Dean says, congratulations on being a new uncle. I know, that's so crazy. Thank you so much, Dean. Man, it still hasn't hit me, actually. The baby is adorable. She's healthy. She's happy. She's very alert. She's like very like aware already. And yeah, it's surreal being an uncle because like I said in that episode, I feel like I was just a kid with my sister, like, and that's my oldest sister. I feel like we were just kids. So now this kid that I know for my whole life has their own kid, and it's kind of screwing with my brain here. William says, Mark from Long Island Watch broke 100,000 subscribers today. Awesome. Hey, man, everyone congratulate Mark, dude. He's been putting out content long before I was on YouTube, and he's been grinding. He deserves it. Mark, the man, everyone, champagne bottles in the comment section for Long Island Watch. Let's give them a round of applause. That is dope. I'm gonna... Actually, I don't know him either. When I started the shop, he wrote to me and congratulated me on starting the T3 shop. So that's what I will say. He is the man because he didn't have to go out of his way and wish me well. So everyone, congratulations to Mark, as he deserves it. Javier, your niece may be looking for cousins soon. T4s all over the place. Time Teller Juniors. Oh my god. You're gonna have to ask Connie about that one. Mark is no Jory, but then who is? That's true, but I'm no Mark, so. Jake, what's going on? Milcom, the moderator, says, Gilbert Rios from Riverside. What's going on, Riverside? You're not too far away from me. Says, hey, T3, what are your thoughts on the Timex Q? I think the Timex Q got a lot more hype than it should have because it's like a quartz, no threaded crown, I think a mineral crystal. But the hype for vintage reissues is real. It's very real right now, so I get it. And yeah, I think I made an episode talking about how the prices blew up. Don't buy. It was released, I think, at 175. If you're gonna spend 175 on it, leave it at that. Don't pay a cent over that. Cardo said from Bolivia says, I love Seikos. What's going on, dude? Got a lot of love for Bolivia, man. Love Bolivia. Steven Elias, Certified T3 Bot, says, have you made it to 100 viewers yet? I don't think we have. If we get 4 more viewers, guys, 5 more viewers, can we get 5 more viewers to hit 100? Dude, I don't want to do the wristwatch check because we are so freaking close. Taylor Parker says, I know where I could get an original Timex Q countertop display case. Ooh. Sam Brooks says, I want to go to Peru. Cardo, from Bolivia, I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm actually 50% Bolivian. I'm not messing around. My mom was literally born in Bolivia. So I got a ton of love for Bolivia. I've never been though, but oh, we're so close to 100. I know, that is cool. It's so cool. Oh, dude, two more viewers, guys. 2 more viewers. If I'm watching on 3 different screens, does that count? Maybe. I don't know, Javier. Of course, as I say we hit 100, it drops. Did we hit 100? If we even hit 100, then I'll... Oh, we hit it. Okay, wristwatch check. Rolex date 1500. I haven't worn this in a little while, guys. This is my favorite Rolex. Javier says, hold on, let me bug my neighbor. Check that out. Yeah, you either love or you hate the Cyclops. I love it. This is such a gorgeous watch, by the way, guys. Javier, this is 34 millimeters. That's what separates the date from the date just. Polo shoes. That over the Explorer 2, yes. Absolutely. Oh, Daniel. Yo, guys, actually, can we give a round of applause to Daniel Bonilla, because he is the whole reason that we have Gato here. So Daniel Daniel is Gato's brother, okay? And he actually wrote to me when I was asking for editors, and he was like, "Hey, I think my brother might be interested." And now look what happened with the channel. We blew up, all thanks to Daniel. So guys, huge round of applause to Daniel. You know what? I would love to, Daniel, let's hang out sometime and get Dallin and Gato over here, because we should get the team together and have a party. So big round of applause for Daniel, because yeah, he stepped up and helped the channel out a ton. Sean says, okay, great. Look at how the Cyclops should work. If it doesn't do that, it's fake. Exactly, guys. One of the telltale signs to spot a counterfeit is if the Cyclops does not magnify properly. The Cyclops should magnify a whole lot. And for some reason, that's one thing that the counterfeit companies mess up on regularly. James says, love it, such an elegant piece and classic. It looks larger than 34 millimeters on your wrist. Yeah, so I have 7.5-inch wrists. I have pretty big wrists. But as I've said many times before, Rolex makes oyster cases where very large, okay? That's why I don't think they should ever make watches over 40 millimeters. Sakari says, thank you, missed my super chat. Can one of my moderators let me know about Sakari's super chat, 'cause I don't want to miss it. Any micro brand reviews coming up? Yes, there's a micro brand review on Monday. Without a Cyclops, I can't read the date. Dean, we're getting old, bro. Would I pick this over the Explorer 2? Yes, I would, because this is my first ever Rolex, number one. Number two, this is much more versatile than the Explorer 2, right? I get the water resistance rating, I get the threaded crown, but I also get, you know, some elegance and some subdued beauty. Whereas the Explorer 2, you know, white case, or I'm sorry, white dial, very bold. kind of in your face. Reading questions. Jake XSV says, what are your thoughts on the time teller shop? Dude, don't shop there. It's sketchy, bro. I don't trust it. I don't trust the time teller shop. He says, what are your thoughts on the time teller shop? Is it meeting your expectations, exceeding? What is your grand vision for it? Okay, now I understand your question. I thought you were joking around. It has exceeded my expectations for sure. I did not know. This is why I talk about getting out of your. Let me lower this a little bit. Okay, there you go. It's exceeding my expectations, guys. This is why at the end of every live stream I tell you to get out of your comfort zone, right? I put in probably 3 months non-stop work on the website and you know, meeting the people I had to meet to make sure I could find watches and get them serviced, and crossing the T's and dotting the I's and figure out shipping and packaging and this and that. And finally, when I launched the shop on August 1st, I did not know if a single person would buy those watches. When I woke up, we were sold out of 5 watches. That kind of set the tone for the shop, which is incredible. We consistently sell out. You know, there's faster weeks and slower weeks. But what I will tell you, for instance, is when I did this week's restock, there were 4 watches available. I posted a link on my YouTube community tab where I said, hey guys, check out, there's been a restock, there's 4 watches available. They sold very quickly. And then what's funny is people got mad under that post, and they were like, there's only 2 watches available. Some restock. There's only 2 watches. Oh, you're just showing watches you don't have. Okay, well, guys, you snooze, you lose. If people bought the watches, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so that's what happened there. But what I'm trying to say is that it has vastly exceeded my expectations, because I didn't know if anybody would even buy any of those watches. So I'm very blessed. I'm very happy. And honestly, if I can brag a little bit, I think it's serving its purpose. I think one of the scariest parts about watch collecting and vintage watch collecting is authenticity concerns, price, like pricing. You don't know if the watch is going to work, so quality concerns. I think the 2 biggest ones, honestly, are authenticity and quality concerns, and then pricing, and then, you know, buying from someone that you know. So if I could brag, I think it's doing well because it's serving a purpose. That's number 1. Number 2, what's my vision for the shop? I'm working with some I don't want to give too much away, but straps are next, and some other accessories that we can put up there. But what's my big vision? You know, I hope to be able to add. I hope to have the capital to add even more watches every restock. Like, dude, if I could get to the point 10 watches a week, that would be a blessing. So that's what I'd like to do. Ran over. Do we have Gumtree? So a lot of my, I think, Australian viewers tell me about Gumtree. We don't really use that here in the US. Jake says, awesome. I think the shop has gotten a lot of us viewers into unique watches. Love it. Great answer. Thank you, man. Milcom the moderator says, Sakari's super chat, first watch you're buying your niece. Great question, and I've already thought a lot about that. So she's tiny because she's an infant. She's less than a month old. But when she can wear a watch, you know, I was thinking about if I could find like a cute baby G. If I could find a baby G, I think that would be great. Will you do a giveaway for 1,000 episodes? Yeah, maybe. That's going to be in a little while though, because we're past 400 episodes, but we're not quite at 1,000 yet. So give me maybe another year. Omax, my wife is watching your channel for the first time. Jory, please say hello to Angel Eyes for me. Well, Omax's wife, you ever see a real man? I'm just kidding. What's going on, Angel Eyes? It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. Reading comments. .30-year-old boomer says, Jory, if by any chance you happen upon an Aquaterra for the shop, let me slide into those DMs. Why don't you go either DM me or go into the watch sourcing? Oh my God, here's a huge, you guys want to know some behind the scenes insight from the Time Teller shop? It's so frustrating. Okay, at the watch sourcing service area, if you click that link and there's a little form, very simple form that says, yo, like, you need help finding a watch, we'll help you find the watch. Put reference number, variant, preference, material preference, and then in bold letters, I'm pretty sure, it says, please let us know your budget, because that helps us know what we're looking at here. No one puts their budget, and it's so frustrating. And so when I get these listings sent to me, like, hey, this person's looking for this watch, I'm like, okay, how much, like, what are we working with here? And it's like, well, they didn't put their budget at all. So then I don't know if they're serious about buying the watch. So do I really want to invest my time seeking out these watches? And then another thing is that when these people do write to me, I do the work, I tell them about their watch, and then they don't respond. So that is kind of frustrating, but that's, you know, that comes with the territory. So as my moderators said, please be sure to fill in your budget. James and Milcom, the moderator, my two moderators, they posted links to the watch sourcing service. So if you do want help finding a watch, please, for sure, fill out that form. That's what it's there for. And believe me, I read every single one of them. The issue is that I need to know what your budget is so that I can help find the watch, right? And it needs to be, I need to know that we can make something happen so that it warrants my time to go find you these watches. Siphone with the super chat says, Timer, what's up from H-Town, Texas? What's going on, H-Town? Javier says, forget that form. I want that Rolex 1500. How much do you want? I'll find you one, dude. I will find you one. Oh yeah, Texas. Siphone, I hope you're safe. I hope everyone from Texas is safe. God bless Texas. I hope you guys are good. There's a lot of flooding going on there. It's getting kind of crazy. Mark Klein, Certified T3 Bot, says they want to see how low a price you can get it for. I understand that, Mark. But if you don't tell me your budget, then I don't know if you're serious about buying the watch or not. So obviously I'm going to go for the lowest price because it makes sense for me as a businessman, right? I'm obviously going to try to get the best price for you so that you buy the watch and so that I can get a percentage of it. If I try to find the most expensive watch out there, then my profit margin is going to be very, very slim, and then I won't actually get anything for doing that work. Do you understand? So it makes more sense for me to find one of the more affordable variants so that I can take a percentage and it can go to the consumer. If all I do is try to find the most expensive, then my percentage will be less desirable and the consumer won't want to buy it. Targa says, very cool. It's like a 911 Targa. Says, love your channel. Keep up the great work, legend from Sydney, Australia, down under. Thank you, bro. Targa, thank you, man. Rob Peters says, is the 2020 white Alpinist going to have a polar white dial? I don't know if it's going to be like Rolex Explorer 2 polar, or if they're going to go with the cream dial like they did for their last white Alpinist release, because the other white Alpinist that came out, you know, like over a decade ago, that is more of a cream color. Gilbert Rios says, hey T3, the consensus on YouTube watch channel seems to be the next big draw on timepieces will be vintage luxury watches, especially in the Asian market. What are your thoughts? I don't know about that, dude. I also don't think it really matters, because the Asian market is going to buy very, very, very expensive vintage luxury watches. So that's going to be huge, but it's not really going to affect the price of any of the modern watches coming out. Like, the Asian market affected Rolex greatly. Like, the scarcity and the scarcity and the second-hand market prices were vastly affected because of the Asian market. But with vintage watches, the Asian market buys up a bunch of watches. I don't think it's going to hurt anything, to be perfectly honest, because they're going to be buying, you know, vintage Royal Oaks and then like really crazy watches. So I don't think it's going to matter. Seiko Tic Tac is really cool. I'll probably get one if it has a threaded crown. Is Milcom leaving? Milcom's blocking people. Go for it, dude. Reading comments, guys. Reading comments. If I stop talking and I just like stare at the screens because I'm reading comments, I can't block James K, unfortunately. You have no power here. Siphon says, I don't know if you saw my last question about helping someone with a budget of $100 to $300. Is that someone you can still help? Thank you, Timer. Yeah, dude, that's absolute. Dude, there's a squirrel running around with a kid. That's very funny. Yeah, dude, of course. And Sam Brooks, I actually have family around Bend, Oregon, so that's actually very funny. Yeah, I'll go to Bend. Okay, so $100 to $300. Yeah, I told you guys, if you need help finding a watch in the hundreds all the way to the six figures, like, we can do our part and help you find a watch. Okay, again, I just need, like, the more information you help me, the easier it is for me to start finding that watch for you. I just need to know you guys are serious. And we're probably going to try to find a way to make that form more official so people know that it's like serious. What else was I gonna say? Daniel says, will you own the future Black Alpinist? If it looks like the Tic Tac version with the patinated hands, then yeah, for sure. I think that'd be great. Sakari with the super chat says, about to head out for the day. Hamilton Khaki Titanium or Seiko Presage Starlight? Dude, very different watches, man. Very, very different watches. Between those, Presage. Reading comments, there's something interesting up above. Oh yeah, another thing about $100 to $300, guys. There is one more. Well, Sunday. Sunday's the last day. On Monday. Okay, James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says use Jory's watch finding service at that link. Serious inquiries only. Please remember to include your budget. That helps me out a ton. Seifoon says my budget isn't huge, but I love watches still. Yes, that's the whole point of the store, guys. if you click that link and you fill out that form, I will get an email, okay? And then I will do my part and try to find it. I will try to find that watch for you, but you gotta tell me your budget and you gotta help me out with which variants you're looking for. I don't like it when people, they don't fill out their name, they don't fill out anything, and they just put like vintage Omega, and then they just send me it. It's like, dude, okay, which vintage Omega? And also, like, the more time I invest replying to you and going back and forth, like, which vintage Omega? Okay, did you want this or that? Okay, this or that. It just takes up so much more time. So, yeah, Mark Klein, that's what we're actually thinking about. You could ask for some deposit to get some kind of guarantee. That's what we're looking into doing. Doing kind of a deposit service so that you guys know that we're actually spending our time finding these watches for you. I was hesitant to do that at first. I wanted to get the service out as quickly as possible, but that might be something we have to do, unfortunately. So yeah. Real quick. There's kids having a violin recital over there, and I don't want to disturb them, so we're gonna move. We're gonna move. Because there's some kids doing a violin recital inside the library, and I don't want to talk by the door and interrupt them. So we're gonna move over here, actually. Hope you don't mind. Ooh, there's some sun though. Ooh, there's some sun though. Is it shadier here? Yes, it is. Hold on, guys. Fixing the tripod. Oh, another thing I was gonna say. Is that Sunday's the last day to use that coupon code. I'm gonna go back to the office because I think that I can't look at it right now because I'm live streaming, but I think the Tissot, oh, I gave it away. I have a really cool cushion case vintage Tissot coming in that's serviced pristine. Can't believe I just said that. I think it might be in the office today. If it is, I'm going to take pictures and put it up at the site. But there's one more day, okay? One more day to use that 10% off coupon code, okay? Endless Summer, all caps. If you use that coupon, that awesome, so moderators, post the link of the boatswain, the Hamilton boatswain, that awesome 1966 10 karat gold, rolled gold, will be under $400. It'll be like 390 something. If you use that 10% off, you will get that ridiculous, serviced, pristine, clean dial Hamilton boatswain from 1966, 10 karat, rolled gold plated for under $400, guys. And there's one more day to take advantage of that. Sunday's the last day that coupon code's gonna work. So Siphone, you say you wanna know if the store will help you out for things in the hundreds to 300s. There you go, dude. There's watches in the 300s there. Enric, what Hamilton would you get for 300? The boatswain. Because with the boatswain, you're getting some gold. You're getting an ETA-based Swiss-made hand-wind movement. You're getting gorgeous. You're getting a gorgeous, highly domed vintage crystal with some gorgeous. It's like simplicity and elegance, guys. James K has the code. Copy and paste that. I'm surprised that watch is still at the site. Honestly. Gilbert, hey T3, what's one timepiece you would sell your soul to get? People always ask, when I first started the channel, they're like, which watch would you sell your beard? Would you shave your beard for? I wouldn't really sell my soul. I wouldn't shave my beard. I wouldn't do any of this for a watch. I wouldn't change who I am to get a material. I think that defeats the purpose of getting the watch. Because I think these watches, I think working hard and getting a watch you really want, I think that thing is like a trophy, and it reminds you of how hard you worked for it. So I think like selling your soul or changing yourself for that watch, I think it would remind you of like kind of a negative thing. But if there's one watch that I would sell my soul to get, it would be the Creator IHE2. IHE2 is man. Or okay, so my hardcore viewers know there's two watches that I am so into. One's a gold Rolex 6062 triple date moon phase oyster case. It wears a whole lot like this, but man, that's one of them. And then Creator HE2, dude, gorgeous. 30-year-old boomer says, you don't shave the beard shaves you. We know T3 is actually the beard. Exposed. The lower carat count, the harder it is, I'm pretty sure. I think the higher the carat count, the softer it is. I could be incorrect. Again, we're talking about steels and metals. I'm not like a metallurgist. I'm not an alchemist. I don't know these things. That beard belongs riding a Harley Davidson. Dude, I would love to get a Harley Fat Boy, dude. But you have to have some real guts to drive a motorcycle in Los Angeles, let me tell you. It is not... Dude, I'm scared driving my cars here in Los Angeles. So riding a motorcycle. Yeah, ZZ Top, James K. Oh, the girl's crazy about a job dress, man. Ooh, Sam Brooks. You look like a Triumph man to me. So a little bit hip. A little bit more hip, a little bit, you know, rough around the edges, but still somewhat sophisticated. Triumph, dude. Triumph bikes are pretty sick. RDK, driving in Glendale gives me anxiety. Certified T3 route. Let me tell you, RDK, anywhere in Los Angeles County, whether it be Glendale, whether it be in San Gabriel Valley, whether it be in the San Fernando Valley, whether it be in Santa Monica, it is not fun. Okay, people are like, oh, the traffic in Los Angeles is terrible. Dude, when you're driving quickly in Los Angeles, it's terrible. It's scary. V-Rod and Harley V-Rod and a Harley Fat Boy are my favorites. Oh, and don't get me started, dude. You know how, you know, weather is something you can talk about and it's safe because everything offends everyone nowadays. But weather is kind of the last bastion, right? You can be like, oh, it's sunny out there. But of course, it's not even really safe to talk about weather because whenever I'm here on YouTube and I'm like, it's hot here, guys, people are like, it's hotter where I'm from. Or if I'm like, ooh, it's kind of cold here, people are like, it's colder where I'm from. But typically, you know, you can talk about, you know, when people joke around, they're like, oh, it's when it rains out there, you know, people they just drive crazy. Well, when it rains out here, people actually do drive freaking nuts. Okay, it is. I drive my Jeep when it rains a little bit. Okay, my Jeep has a 5.5-inch lift, 35-inch beefy tires, has a snorkel, low gears, armor everywhere. I drive my Jeep when it rains a tiny bit. Do you know why? Not because I need the added grip. Not because I need this hardcore traction. Not because I need the 9,500-pound winch on the front. I drive it because if someone hits me, I want them to hit the Jeep. Dude, driving my Z in the rain here was fun, kind of, because you like the rear end would slip out and you'd be like, yeah, Drift King. But then, yeah, it wasn't fun when all the other cars were sliding too. Arnold says, oh, congrats on becoming an uncle, Jory. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so, so much. Malcolm, the moderator, says, here's a video of the new Seiko 5. And he posted a video. Also, what they are referencing is I just became an uncle. My sister just gave birth. Not Marissa. I have another sister. Yeah, I'm an uncle to a beautiful baby girl. My beautiful niece. I love her with all my heart. She is the most important person in my life. And I love that child. And it is surreal being an uncle. It's just super important. I have a ton of responsibilities. It's crazy. What are your opinions on Hugo Boss? I don't know anything about Hugo Boss watches, to tell you the truth. Favorite sister? Don't answer. I don't have a favorite sister, guys. It's funny though to ask my sisters who their favorite brother is, because I'm the only brother. By the way, someone mentioned Silver Lake Ramen. I took Connie there when we first started dating, I think. We've been there twice. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite ramen, to be perfectly honest, but it is good ramen. George, you ever go to the Laconia Motorcycle Rally? Man, that brings back memories. I remember it happening all the time, and I never personally went because I didn't have a motorcycle. But yeah, yeah, memories, blast from the past, dude. Travis says, I've ridden my Harley in LA, not the best place to ride. Dude, let me tell you. Would you go to Vietnam? I would go to Vietnam. I love Vietnam. I'm drinking Vietnamese coffee right now. I love Vietnam. Mostly for the food, because I hear the weather is hot. I hear it gets very hot there and humid. So guys, recommend a time to go when it is cooler out. Carlos says, dude, stop with the Starbucks. That's so weird. Where does it... Guys, where does it say Starbucks? It says VIC, Vietnamese iced coffee. It's crazy, man. I didn't realize I was drinking Starbucks today, but... When's the LA meet and greet happening? Dude, I would love to have a meet and greet. Who would come to Los Angeles to do a little watch meetup? Kopan Ramen in Pasadena is bomb. RDK, I have passed that place a million times and I've never been. Is it good? Is it honestly good? Because it's packed every time I drive by it. In Vietnam, they call Vietnamese iced coffee. Oh, VIC is Starbucks' new acronym, don't you know? Okay, I didn't. Yeah, that makes sense. It's the holidays. The holidays are approaching. You know, Halloween. Then we got Thanksgiving. Then the big holiday season. So, yes, you're right. Starbucks is rebranding. They're trying to be a little bit more humble. William. It's way hotter where I live than in Vietnam. Kopan gets 2 thumbs up. Man, okay, I'll have to, maybe you'll see me at Kopan Ramen later. Depends on time of the year, I'd go to LA. That'd be great, dude. If we could get some of my regulars here and we could have a little watch meetup. Maybe we could live stream with all you guys. That'd be fun. And you guys could meet Austin. You could get Austin's autograph. Do you color the beard? I think the beard colors me, man. I don't color the beard. I I get like single white hairs. Like I think I've had a white hair here before. I think I might have had one here. I have a white hair. I don't know if you can see it because I kind of buzz my hair, but I have a white hair here. So it's coming in. Austin is the big draw, to be honest. Yeah, you guys are actually coming just to meet Austin and Connie. Nightmare Man, he doesn't color his beard, but he does use Redken Brews, which you can get at the Time Teller shop. Thank you so much, Milk, on the moderator. That's true. The only beard product I use is Redken Brews. I don't have an affiliation with them. They are at my Amazon store, but it smells really good. Connie really likes the smell, so girls like it. I'm using her as my sampling because she's the only girl that gets close enough to my beard. But she likes the smell of it, and I really like it because when you grow a beard, when it starts like curling into your face, it gets kind of itchy. It doesn't bother me, but I think that's what bothers most guys when they're trying to grow beard. So when you put Redken Brews, it helps your hair stay a little bit straighter off your face, and you don't get knots. You can comb it out. It kind of conditions the beard, and it conditions your skin under the beard. So yeah. Would you do a TED up? Would you do a meetup with Teddy? Would I do a TED talk with Teddy? Yeah, I would, for sure. Kenny Van Cleave, certified T3 bot, the freaking man, says I'd come to visit Seiko and Link. That's so funny. Dude, they would love to see you guys. Yeah, Teddy is in, I think Teddy's in Ohio. Because my heart is in Ohio. You guys remember Hawthorne Heights? I still listen to them. Gilbert says, hey T3, what timepiece repair shop or watchmaker do you recommend in the Southern California area? I recommend TikTok Watch Repairs because they work on all my watches. I get so many questions about who do you use? I use TikTok Watch Repairs. You can go to TikTokWatchRepairs.com and yeah, they will do Timexes, they'll do Seikos, and right now they're working on one of my Rolexes and one of my Breitling Navitimers. So they do everything. So that's who I use. Can't grow a beard. 100% Scottish and my beard comes in ginger. Just drink your milk, you'll grow a beard. TikTok Watch Repairs work on a tuna? On a 7C46? Man, that's a good question. The 7C46 is serviceable. I have not brought mine into them. You know what? I'm gonna hit them up and I'm gonna ask them if they will do that. That's a very good question. I haven't brought in my tuna to them. That's a good question, because that's a very specific movement, and that's one of the reasons I freaking love the tuna, the 7C46. That's a good question. We'll ask. Was gonna ask if they did Rolexes. I have my Rolex date, just my mother's, and I want to get service. She passed away. I'm very sorry about that. My condolences. And I'm gonna give it to my daughter when she gets older. Well, that's an amazing idea. And I do recommend TikTok Watch Repairs because they have one of my Rolexes right now. They fully disassembled it, put it back together. It's good to go. It's ready to go. So yeah, they can definitely work on your Rolex. You didn't drop the Navitimer in the water again, did you? I did not. It was just time for a service and a cleaning, so. If you could own one exotic animal that's not violent, ferret. And I consider them exotic because ferrets are illegal here in Los Angeles. Malcolm says, thanks, Joy. I've been wondering who to send my SBBN 01521 when it's time for a battery change, check the seals, and maybe a new crystal. So they can do that. They can do they can absolutely do a crystal. They can absolutely do a water, oh my God, a pressure test. They can absolutely do all that. As far as servicing that 7C46 movement, I would have to ask them, but they can change your battery. They can absolutely do a crystal. But yeah, the wind is killing your mic. I'm sorry. You know what? Hold on. 1 second. Use code Endless Summer for 10% off. Yes, please use that code, guys, at the shop. There's 2 watches there available right now, and hopefully by the end of the day that Tissot is available tonight. That would be great. Can you hear me? Did these even sync up? Can you hear me? Because they didn't do the dee-doom. Hold on. Okay, you guys hear me. I'm gonna do it one more time. I don't think it's connecting to my phone. I don't know why. Okay, I'm just gonna use the phone. Guys, I'm gonna blow your mind. This is a little leather case that I got. This is a little leather case that I got for my AirPods. I would not recommend AirPods. This version, at least. 1 second. I'm gonna try it. I would not recommend AirPods because they do not work very well. The charging is very hit or miss. It does not always charge. That's number 1. Number 2, when you're in a place that a lot of other people are wearing these, so airports, gyms, you get Bluetooth interference, believe it or not. So they'll cut off sometimes. They won't work. Half of your music will stop playing. Also, another thing is even when you're by yourself, when you take out the AirPods and you put them in your ears, sometimes only one connects to your phone. And then you have to do the whole reset process. I would not, as cool as they are when they do work, they don't work well enough for me to recommend them. So I do not recommend AirPods. And it's a bummer because Connie got them for me. And I love them, but they don't work as well. Aikido, wow. That's cool. Do you do Aikido? It says, hi from Puerto Rico. The info you bring to the table is just fantastic. Please keep up the great work you do. If possible, can you give the brand of your boots? I would love to. Red Wings. They're Red Wing Roughnecks. Red Wing Roughnecks. The only boot you need, honestly. Red Wing Roughnecks. Dude, I swear by those boots. I'm not wearing them right now, but love them. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says the King Seiko is still available. Click that link, guys. Please check it out. Trying to get those watches sold so I can add, boom, some more on top. So check those out. That King Seiko, super duper rare. I've had like 2 people write to me and they're like, that's a little bit expensive for a Seiko. I'm like, okay, find that one in that condition, serviced with a 1-year warranty. And they're like, oh, there's one for $300 online. I'm like, okay, let's see it. It was already sold like years ago on eBay. I'm like, exactly. So you can find some of these King Seikos for less money. They won't be serviced. They won't have a 1-year warranty. They won't be original with that quality dial. And 9 times out of 10, it is not the Roman numeral dial. I've seen 2 of them. I've seen 2 of them in person, and I bought both of them. Okay, so there. People got upset. You're asking so much for a Seiko, because it's not just a Seiko. Oh man, you're gonna sedative. You're going to jinx me, bro. It says, do you have any injuries from powerlifting? I always have some kind of ache or pain since I hit 30. So I hit 30 in June. My neck cracks, but that's kind of normal. Mateo, what's going on? I haven't... Wait. Founder Timeless Capital Certified T3 bot says, guys, Milcom and James, my 2 moderators, says, can you guys please make sure TT sees my last super chat? I will drop him an email during the week because I have to run. Someone let me know. Founder, send me an email or DM me on Instagram. Have I gotten any injuries from powerlifting? Short answer, no. Thank God I have not, torn a pec or torn a quad. I have had little tweaks here and there. I've honestly hurt myself more in jiu-jitsu than I have powerlifting. Powerlifting, I'm very strict. I'm very, very strict with my form. Obviously, now that I'm older, I pay attention. When I was younger, in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, I would, I would do things like do a whole day of chest, a whole bench workout, and then someone would be like, hey, you want to hit shoulders? And then I'd show up later in the afternoon and do shoulders. Like, really dumb idea. Or I would do, top sets, like overloads on deadlifts, and then someone would be like, hey, you want to hit squats later? And I'd go and do a full squat workout. I can't do that nowadays. But I've hurt myself more in jiu-jitsu than I have in powerlifting. In jiu-jitsu, I've already I've actually fractured this wrist, believe it or not, from posting too hard on my hand. So, but it wasn't bad. It set me back only a month. I stopped for a month. And I didn't tell anyone except for Connie. So no one knew, because when I went to my parents' place, I didn't wear the brace or anything. But when I went back home, I was taping up my wrist and wearing a brace. And it put me out for like a month and a half. I couldn't even like move my wrist up like this because I fell. And yeah. Mateo says, can you sub to me? Can I sub Mariner? I sneezed and I hurt my back for a week. James K, that sucks. Jonathan, we know you do jiu-jitsu. Any signature moves or favorites? My favorite move in all of jiu-jitsu that I know is an electric chair. That's my favorite move of all time. There's another move that is that I love, and it's not very nice, but it's called police brutality. Both of those are great because it's not like a choke. It's a submission, like a really painful submission. So yeah, electric chair and police brutality. Those are probably my two favorite moves. And both of them are submissions, but they're very painful. So yeah. Hey, how are you? Good. Enjoying the weather. Both moves have names that deliver justice. It's true. I'll give you a little rundown. Electric chair is when someone mounts you. So your guard was broken, you're on your back, and they've now mounted you. Essentially, you lock one of their legs with your legs, you push them up higher onto your chest, you take their other leg and put it over your shoulder, and then you extend. And so literally their legs go like this, and they tap, because either their groin will tear, their knee will tear, or their back will get like super effed up. So that's one of my favorite moves, because if I do end up getting mounted, I'm often strong enough to push one of their legs over my shoulder, and if I can trap that lower leg and extend, and obviously when you're doing it with a training partner, you're more gentle, but if I actually had to do that, then I would just fucking, oh, I'm sorry. I dropped the F-bomb. I'm sorry, guys. I would just wrench it is what I would do. So I'm sorry I swore, guys. I don't like dropping the F-bomb. Another one, the police brutality is when you have their arm behind their back and you're able to get both your arms on their forearm and rip up. So you're literally tearing, it's almost like a kimura, but from behind their back. So yeah, it's a kimura from behind their back and you tear upwards. You can do that in a competition and it's legal. Electric chair is technically illegal in competition, but you bet if I was competing and I had mount, I would still do that for sure. Gilbert says, hey T3, when the Endless Summer coupon, guys, it's one word. It's one word, all caps, Endless Summer. Oh, the Endless Summer coupon discount ends today. Is that midnight Pacific Standard Time? Okay, so it ends midnight Pacific Standard Time. Yes, California time. So midnight, it's done. So please take advantage, guys. Please. I don't often, I do 10% discounts, you know, at the change of the season, or maybe when the channel hits a milestone or Instagram hits a milestone, but I try not to do too many 10% discounts because it does cut into any capital that we can use to buy more watches. So, but yeah, take advantage, guys. 10% discount on all vintage watches at the store. There's 2 still available because someone scooped up 2 of them. And yeah. Jory, YouTube has contacted us and said this video has been demonetized. Yes, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for swearing. I try not to. My earlier videos, I would drop F-bombs left and right. Until I realized that people were actually watching my content, and then I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah, let's not swear. And then I got people writing to me being like, oh my gosh, my 4-year-old daughter thinks you're so funny. She thinks you're goofy. You're so funny. She loves watching your content. She doesn't know what you're saying, but she laughs whenever you yell. And I was like, man, there's like children watching my content with their parents, so I need to not swear. So, but don't worry, because I think most of the kids don't watch my live streams. So Jonathan Hernandez, like a modified Kimura. Yeah, kind of. Hey George, did you like the Power Rangers growing up? Loved them. Absolutely loved the Power Rangers growing up. I wanted to be the Red Ranger, but then the Green Ranger I thought was cool, but I didn't want to be him until he turned into the White Ranger. And then I was like, hold up, I want to be the White Ranger. Especially with that. The Time Yeller strikes again. Car Guy 427, what's up? Dude, we've been live streaming for a while. I still got some coffee left though. Do a 1920 style silent video. Yeah. Charlie Chaplin style. I have to be like even more dramatic than I normally am. I'll be like, Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. Yeah, man, I had a crush on her before I knew what having a crush was. Sedative, we need a time teller BJJ move, something that will make your opponent remember the submission for the rest of time. That'd be funny. Go, go, Power Rangers. I took a long nap here. It's 6 here in New England. Oh, I thought you said in England, so I did a British accent. I took a long nap. It's 6 here in New England. That's where I'm from. And I took a shot to see if you were still streaming. I am still streaming because we streamed a little late. I'm at Chase. Green Ranger. Yeah, I wanted to be the Red Ranger and then the White Ranger. What was the last concert I went to? Man, I can't remember the last concert I went to, honestly. Oh, you know what? Okay, like 5 or 6 years ago. It's been a while, guys, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been working pretty hard on building a few businesses here. 5 or 6 years ago, I went to see Avicii at the Hollywood Bowl because it was one of my friend's birthdays. I mean, rest in peace, Avicii. Avicii passed away, but I wasn't a big fan of his music. But I saw Avicii at the Hollywood Bowl, and Excision played also. I was a much bigger fan of Excision than I was of Avicii, but whatever. I'm you know. Whatever. Rob says, you know who else is from New Hampshire? This guy. Heck yeah, man. Where in New Hampshire? Have I been to Puerto Rico? I have not. You saw Paul McCartney from Liverpool. What watches did the Power Rangers wear? Honestly, probably Invictas, because those things are big and weird looking. From Durham. Heck yeah, man. We played Durham in sports. I remember having Durham as an opponent. Reading comments. Oh, Max, have a good one, bro. Say goodbye to your wife. Still got a little coffee left, guys. Up the likes, bro. Oh, it's so funny, guys. I posted a picture of my Subaru on Instagram. Have I been to Echo Park? Yeah, dude, all the time, dude. I mean, I don't go there all the time, but it's very close by. I live in Los Angeles, so yeah. I posted a picture of my STI yesterday or the day before, and someone was like, "You should post more pictures of track days and car stuff, and stop plugging your store." In the comment section, I was like, "Yeah, I would love to, but do you know how I pay for like track days and car stuff? Like my store." And then they erased their comment. But it's like, guys, I'm not turning into like an advertising firm for my. Ooh, sorry, I kicked my tripod. I'm not turning into like an advertising firm for my shop. But the only way that I can pay for all the things we do here, plus my 2 editors and everything, it's via the Time Teller shop. So of course I gotta, try to get those things sold. So yeah, www.thetimetellershop.com. Everything there is handpicked by me with a 1-year warranty, fully serviced. And there's 2 watches available right now. Hopefully a 3rd watch will be here tonight. Unfortunately, there was supposed to be a 3-watch restock this week. Only 2 watches showed up because life happens, man. Freedom Man says, sorry if this has already been answered. Does anyone know if they made a Rolex Oyster Perpetual date in gold or... Yes, they made a date in solid gold, and there's very old ones that are two-tone. Actually, it's not even very old. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? I have one from the 60s. The one that I just got serviced is a black dial, all original from the 60s that's two-tone, gold and stainless steel, and it's a 34 millimeter Rolex date. Yes, they did make two-tones, and I know for a fact that they have a solid gold one because I wanted to buy it. So, yes, they do have that. Sorry, Freedom Van, I didn't know. I think you may have asked that question earlier. I thought I saw it. Yes, they do. Do you know the reference numbers? I think I'll buy one. Freedom Van, if you're on Instagram, send me a message or email me. Welcome, the moderator just posted a link to the shop. Does your Amazon affiliate store work with Amazon UK or only in the US? I don't know. Amazon emailed me about international stuff. I need to get back to them and figure out. And then Instagram also emailed me about my Instagram. They want me to set up a store for my Instagram. I don't. Try using my links, and we can see if that works. If there's an issue, I'll see if I can figure out how to post international links. I don't quite know how to do that yet. You know what, Freedom Van? Here's what you can do. Freedom Van, send me an email via the shop watch sourcing service. That way I'll have that email and I can go ahead and reply to you with a few options there. Why don't we do that? What hat am I wearing? I'm wearing a hat from Oklahoma. Check out, I think this is a Sportster. Is that a Sportster, guys? That looked pretty cool. Freedom Van, Milcom, the moderators posted a link to the shop. What's the weirdest watch I would ever buy? Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot X. That's probably the I'd buy that watch, and it is freaking weird. Travis says that is a Sportster. Yeah, that looked good, man. Gilbert says, hey T3, what cameras do you use for your vids? I use Nikon DSLRs. So I use a D3400, I use a D5500, and I use a multitude of different lenses, like for the macro shots and stuff. And for my Instagram posts, I pretty much, sometimes I use my iPhone if I'm doing a wrist shot sometimes, but for the most part I use my D5500. I get a lot of questions about that too. Certina DS Action divers are great if you can get one with the Powermatic 80 movement. Coffee's over, guys. We did 108 minutes on the stream. That's a pretty good live stream. It's a pretty healthy live stream, especially for how late in the day we did it. But yeah, guys, please support the shop. Again, I hope that Tissot showed up so that I can get that on the shop tonight. But there are 2 watches available, and Endless Summer coupon ends today. So Milk and the Moderator says, thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember to hit the shop for Jory's latest vintage finds, and he has a link there. Milk and the Moderator, you freaking rock. Guys, special thanks. Give a clap, round of applause to my moderators. They do a ton of amazing work. So check out, Milcom also has the link for my Amazon store, so straps, modern watches, any beard needs, you can check that out as well. Guys, round of applause for Milcom, doing a lot of work. James K, doing a lot of work. You guys freaking rock. He also posted a link for the Time Away channel. We just posted a new episode of the Time Away channel. Be your mythical best. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, guys, round of applause to my moderators. Excuse me. Round of applause to my moderators. They do a whole lot of work. Round of applause to my editors. They do a lot of work. I honestly couldn't do any of this stuff without them and without you guys supporting the channel. So thank you so much. And again, when I tell you to get out of your comfort zone, it's not Kenneth. I love you, buddy. But when I tell you to get out of your comfort zone, it's not just something I say to sound good. It's because just like when someone asked me what my thoughts were about starting the shop and stuff, that was uncomfortable, you know. And every day that I realized, you know, I would finish some work for the shop, and then I'd realize how much more work I had to get done. And then I would cross another thing off the list, and then I'd realize that I had a whole bunch of other problems to solve. It was intimidating. And the further I went along, and the more I realized, oh my gosh, I have months left to go before I can get the shop done. Is this even a good idea? Maybe I shouldn't even do this. Connie, do you think I should do this? Maybe my viewers wouldn't care about this. This is stupid. I'm not gonna do it. Every time you encounter something, you realize it gets a little uncomfortable, right? There's that discomfort. There's that initial feeling of wanting to flee. Bust through that, guys. Bust through that. Don't let that deter you, all right? Just like in a video game, if you're going towards the problems, if you're going towards the enemies, chances are you're going in the right direction. So don't let the issues, the problems deter you. No pain, no gain, just like Nightmare Man says. And guess what? You don't get a diamond without a whole lot of pressure. So get after it, get out of your comfort zone, okay? I'm here in the middle of a park. There's people walking around looking at me like I'm a madman. Doing the live stream was uncomfortable as well. I didn't know if anybody would show up. I didn't know what it would be like to talk into a camera with a bunch of people around. But guess what? It pays off. I get to hang out with all of you guys every week. I look forward to it every single week. Get out of your freaking comfort zone. I'm telling you, it is worth it. Get out of your freaking comfort zone. That's number one. Number two, tell someone you love them, because you shouldn't have to go a moment without telling someone you love them. Guys, life changes in a second. You could be kind of down in the dumps. If you're not feeling great, give love to another person, and then you realize that you kind of feel better. So guess what? I'm gonna start it off. I love you, each and every one of you. You do not have to spend your time hanging out with me every Saturday, but you do, and I love you for it. So guys, I freaking love you. Stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. Have a great weekend, have a great week. I will see you Monday. Take advantage of the coupon at the Time Teller shop. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it. All right, guys, love you.